Has Apple changed digital marketing forever? That's probably the headline you've been seeing all over the place if you've been doing any kind of reading or research onto Facebook or Facebook ads. I'm Pat from Logline, and today we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about what this iOS 14 update actually is, what it means to you, and most importantly, give you a really quick and easy process that you can follow along with to get you set up and to get your website verified in the eyes of Facebook to help combat all these new issues. If you're looking at running any kind of Facebook ads, this is an absolutely must do process and it's really easy. So follow along. Let's get started. So, as you've probably seen online, Apple has put out this recent iOS 14 update through 2021. What is this update? Basically, what it's doing is it is encouraging the Apple devices or people using those Apple devices, so iPhones and Macs, to basically limit the amount of data that is being sent off to websites. What this basically means for an advertiser, obviously as an agency or a business owner, is that if people are using these Apple devices, by default, a lot of them aren't actually submitting all the data, which gives you the visibility you actually want to see to figure out if your ads are working. For example, if people are clicking on your Facebook ads or posts and then checking out and transacting with your store, you might not actually be seeing what is really happening there because your website isn't verified and your website isn't actually recording all of these conversions. Now, this can have some big implications, not just of a lot of missed opportunity or revenue not being calculated, but more importantly as well, Facebook uses machine learning and it figures out what the best combination of ads to use is. It figures out how to kind of allocate budget with kind of testing. If you're running ads and you're not seeing the full picture, Facebook's machine learning is looking at these different ads and scenarios and it can't make the correct decisions because it doesn't have the information available to it. So, with all that being said, we're going to go through a process together to show you the first step and what you can kind of do to go about combating this iOS 14 update. And that's going to be verifying your website's domain through your Facebook Business Manager. So I invite you to follow along. Shouldn't take too long, and hopefully we can get this process started. All right. So to begin, all you need to navigate to is simply business.facebook.com. Once you've clicked onto that, you'll be met with your simple page. It looks just like this. If you don't see this page here, at the bottom left of your screen, you can click on the little cog here to navigate to your business settings. Once you're in here, you just want to make sure that obviously when you click on this here, or when you see this, you have your business name listed right here. Sometimes you might also have your personal account. I'd recommend always just making sure the business you want to be verifying is selected and clicked up here. Once we're on this screen, on the left-hand side, we're going to go down and see brand safety. Click the drop down. We're going to click on domains. Now, from here, we can see a list of all the domains that are attached to this particular account or business. We can see the status of them, so verified, not verified, or pending. And this is what we want to navigate to start this process. Now, once you're here, it's really easy. All you have to do is go into the second column here and click Add with the blue button. We're just going to go into here and type in your domain name. Now, for this section, you are not supposed to put in HTTPS or www dot. Just go exactly with your domain name. So, for example, we're just going to go logline.com.au. Cool. And click on Add. Now, once you've selected Add, you see inside here, you have a couple of different options. Below here, we can see our URL we just added is obviously here. We can see it's not verified because we haven't done anything with it just yet. And we can see we have a couple of different options in this drop down here to verify your domain. Now, there's three different options that are available to us. The HTML file route to your root directory and DNS TXT record is slightly more complicated. And in all purposes, we're just going to be focusing on adding a meta tag to our HTML source code. These two other options do exactly the same thing. They're just a little bit more technically involved, and it's a lot simpler and easier sticking to this method here. So we're going to make sure we have this option selected, add a meta tag to your HTML source code, and then we can see some instructions that are given to us by Facebook. So obviously to add the tag, we have to do the following. We need to copy and paste the provided meta tag into the header section of your website's page HTML code. So all we have to do is copy the meta tag by simply clicking on the bold letters into here. It'll automatically copy this to your board. Next step, paste it into the website's head section. Now, unfortunately, in this guide, while I would love to be able to take you through how to do this on your individual website, every website is different, and depending on what kind of builder you're using, will have different steps. Two of the more common ones that I tend to work with clients is going to be on WordPress and on Shopify as well. I have two little guides here that I'll attach just down below in the description and the accompanying text, just so you can kind of follow along if you're using either of these platforms. If you're using a different provider for your website, simply go onto the FAQ or the support section. You could raise a ticket, but most of the time they should have some documentation in place that'll walk you through how to actually do it. Once you've done that, all you need to do is simply copy and paste this into the header section of your website as corresponding to the guides. Once that's all kind of saved, come back over to here and simply just click verify domain. Once that's finished, it can take up to 72 hours to Facebook to actually find the relevant code that's been installed there. It can take less, but it can take up to 72 hours. All you need to do is keep coming back here and clicking on verify domain. And once it eventually works, it'll actually come back and say domain is verified. And on this middle section here, we can obviously see the brand name here. We should see the little verified here at the bottom. Now, this process is just the beginning of a journey to enable your website to be able to pick up more kind of targeted conversion actions to help combat this iOS 14 update. In the next video we're going to talk about more detailed conversion tracking and goal setting for Facebook to specifically get into the iOS 14 activities. But for now, this is a way that's going to get your own site verified through Facebook to start collecting some of the information to these iOS users. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment down below, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.